Welcome everyone to IDM. What we want to do is demonstrate the state-of-the-art product design and development process by redesigning the elderly walker. I'm Matt Cressy, Director of the Integrated Design and Management Program at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. The IDM program integrates design, engineering, and business. Desirability, viability, and feasibility. By combining these disciplines, we create new-to-the-world products that are desirable, feasible, viable, and sustainable. IDM brings the design process to the MIT Sloan School of Management and the School of Engineering.
I'm going to develop a new product or service, but I need some investment.
Business thrives on innovation. To develop a successful new product requires a team with the technical, management, and design skills to create a competitive offering in the global market of goods and services.
Here at IDM, we teach a human-centered design process in a studio environment with a cohort comprised of designers, engineers, business people, and entrepreneurs. To fully illustrate the power of this design process, we asked our friends at Altitude, a world-class design firm in Somerville, Massachusetts, to demonstrate this process on a project.
These things have been around forever. I don't think I've ever seen a different model than this one.
My grandmother would push this thing down the hallway, 2 tennis balls on it for friction. She hated it.
There's been a shift in who composes this market.
The baby boomer generation started turning age 65 about 5 years ago.
Yeah. We're in information gathering
Right,
now,
yeah.
right? We're just starting to soak on this.
Yeah. We're hoping that we can really dig into a lot of these assumptions and either prove them or disprove them.
We got more questions than
Right.
answers at this point.
Yeah.
Those would be out. Yeah,
That might be why it's
Motion of like the move it and then go to it.
Let's go explore this problem. Let's talk to those stakeholders we just mapped out. Reconvene at Altitude Studios for our next meeting and see what we uncover.
Altitude is the design and innovation consulting firm. We help our clients connect deeply with the people they serve to create the products and services that people love. We work with MIT on this video program to illustrate the process of human-centered design. This process is at the heart of everything we do at Altitude. We believe that through a deeper understanding of people, we can identify and create more successful solutions for people, companies, and society.
Accenture helps companies develop new, smart connected products, services, and business models. The starting point for innovation is truly understanding people and how we can create meaningful value.
To start, we begin by reviewing existing products and try and see it from the user's point of view.
The active rate.
It looks wobbly.
Yeah.
Hey June, what do you find?
So interesting thing, the C.
The brake isn't really working here that well. Okay.
Yeah.
There's more than just your typical walker. There's kind of your standard walker. You've got a rolling walker, but then you've got these things with a rollator and then different versions of rollators.
So when I walk for a longer distance, I feel very tired. And lately, I feel I need to be very careful about my balance. Let's go to Suma for dinner.
Meeting with people who use walkers, we talk, interview, observe, and empathize. We try to get into their world and see it through their eyes.
But I still like my type. Because you have sturdy wheels, good storage compartment for whatever you need to carry, and also you can sit down on the seat.
Empathy. Design thinking is a human-centered approach. We truly connect with the people we are trying to serve. We try to understand them at an emotional level and what's going on with their lives and what really matters to them.
When you just walk around, it doesn't matter how heavy it is. It's only when you want to transport it, you want it lighter.
Coming here to North Hill today, we're able to observe how walkers fit into their lives and really understand what's important to them. The interviews help us develop empathy for the people we're trying to understand.
Very often the walker that's issued, that's paid for by insurance, has small wheels, and they often have rubber tips at the back. So they're really difficult to go over a smooth surface. And it just becomes more difficult for them to push. So they start to look at different options.
The gait, a lot of times I will teach people to walk heel toe and not shuffle, to pick up their feet. A lot of times people feel like if they have a walker, they don't need to pick up their feet.
To understand what it's like to be someone buying a walker, you need to experience how they are sold. What are the people buying walkers looking for?
Nobody likes the idea, geez, now I'm at the point in my life that I need to use a walker or rollator. So they come in and their first thing is, oh, I just want the basic, something very simple, something that's not going to bring a lot of attention to myself. So they usually want to look at a standard walker. However, in other cases, they're kind of beyond that, and they need something with 4 wheels, a seat, and something that has a braking system, which is very important. The rollators have that braking system. A standard walker does not.
We went to Jim's house. He showed us around a little bit.
Through an analysis of the interviews, patterns emerge that uncover meaningful insights and inform the opportunity.
You can see that he doesn't even really use his walker. He was prescribed one. He was actually given it from his physical therapist. He'll only use the walker when he goes outside. But even when he does do that, he still does it begrudgingly.
So it looks like they've taped the baskets to the lockers?
The basket is actually a symbol of freedom, that they can go out of their room for however long they need to.
This was added onto the walker after he had already received it from the health insurance company.
This is Judy. We met Judy in a assisted living facility in Marlboro. As you can see, she had a knee replacement.
By creating a persona of the people interviewed, the design team paints a picture of how the walker fits into their lives and maps their journey over time.
One of the interesting things about Judy was that she was prescribed a walker, but she was given a rollator by her children. She still has her walker, but she's using it right now as a kind of a laundry carrier. Also, she's shying away from a traditional walker, even though that's what's been prescribed to her, because she's more eager to use something that may look a little more modern.
So, folks, we've been talking a lot about the different people that we met and that we've been able to gain a glimpse into their life. What I'd love to do right now is have each of you really take some time to look at what are some key themes that emerged for you guys.
The more stability you add to a walker, the more cumbersome it becomes.
And when you put wheels on a walker, generally the front wheels are stationary.
It felt more like something to really own, and walkers did not.
Some people feel like this is an anchor when they thought it was going to free them up. The other one was really just more mobility than they could handle.
This is really about recuperation. This is about getting around. We need something that's really a mobilizer.
It's a great idea. So something in between the two. And maybe we can even get away from kind of this medical look, give it a little bit more lifestyle. I think next steps is we really want to start to articulate what that mobilizer is. Now, having clearly articulated our target user and established the emotional and functional requirements for the new walker, we've identified the opportunity and reframed it. Current walkers favor stability over mobility. Rollators are just the opposite, and more than many can safely manage. By reframing the opportunity, our product will provide mobility along with stability. We call this new product a mobilizer. So it compresses, yep. Brainstorming brings fresh energy, new perspectives, and thinking to the opportunity. We welcome the fun, wacky, creative. It's a structured free-for-all that gives everyone a chance to throw out ideas. Yep. And what if we had rotating back wheels? Yep.
I have these pump handles raise up to the...
Having an ergonomic grip.
And this triangular column that we could use to support the handlebars up at the top.
Or even we had a caster that moved up and down and maybe like even stopped.
Or even steerable wheels. It was
Yeah, and you can pair that with rear locking wheels.
By grouping ideas into common themes, patterns emerge and concepts develop.
The wheels pivot, so we get mobility.
Pull the canes out.
The culture of Altitude, with a non-hierarchical structure, encourages everyone to contribute ideas. We believe creativity thrives in a free environment. A lot of the process is about collaboration and working together, but focused exploration and individual deep thinking are also critical to the development of meaningful concepts.
You can't expect to get it right on the first try. Before falling in love with our ideas, we get physical fast by sketch modeling.
Quick prototyping, even the crudest of models, is a great form of experimentation. And by building to learn, you're able to fail early and fail often, significantly advancing the quality of the ideas.
We had a brainstorm a few weeks ago. We got together, we developed some early ideas.
Coming back together, we pin up the work and share the concepts.
This is a unibody concept.
The goal is to build on ideas, or bring two ideas together to make them even better.
So we're trying to incorporate a seat and storage, because that enables people to leave the house with their stuff.
What we need to do now is we need to boil this down, right? We can't bring all of these forward. We're going to have to make some selections. So what I'd like to recommend is if we could do some multi-voting here, put the dots on the ones that you think are going to work the best for us. All right, well, this is interesting, guys. It looks like we got some consensus. So we're going to get these in front of consumers so that we can actually get some real feedback.
There we go. All right, so this is the first one I'm going to show you. It's an off-the-shelf one that has this braking system in it.
Ideas are only successful if they work for the people who use them.
Here's a concept here that just thinking more about some different ergonomics.
This allows you to see solutions through their eyes, to know what's working and what's not, and why.
These things could be a little bit back, like about half an inch or so.
We learn from our users, incorporating their feedback into our designs.
They lock movement automatically. It's a good term.
We're going to lay out a continuum here.
So we met again with Susan and Paul to conduct resonance testing. What did they think of our ideas?
All right, concept C.
That you have this wheel in the back.
Okay.
So I put it right here. No, here.
Where's maneuverability most important?
Well, making your way through a dining room.
Ah, okay.
Getting feedback is critical to understanding where they see the real value.
How about the seat folding
Here,
down?
you test to learn and to understand, so ideas can be improved. You're not testing to see which one wins.
We've recently just come out of resonance testing. We created a bunch of concepts that we brought forward, and what we'd like to do is share some of those insights that we have with you.
One of the questions she asked on each one is, how do you fold this up?
The more stable it is, the faster they can go. And she talked about it as an exercise tool.
Because she even asked at one point, where's the brake on this?
She had a kind of a clear grip area. I think that's another thing we need to make sure.
Again, things here that people really keyed in on, that seat coming down. I think, especially people with rollators, that's just kind of this expectation.
So Matt and Brian, what I'm hearing the team say is they're focusing in on 6 key attributes that we want to pull from these concepts forward into a next concept. Folding seat, the swivel lock caster, which is what provides the combination of stability and mobility, a bag to personalize. It's got to be a folding portable architecture. For that reason, we want to go with a column. And of course, we're going to design aesthetics that make this feel more like something that they've purchased for themselves, that they want to own rather than a medical device.
Intuitively, it looks great. Feasibility, I see a lot of moving parts, different materials. I see parts that may be cast. The extrusions look pretty good. And, I think that's doable, but I'm worried about the cost.
Next stages are going to tell us everything, right? You're going to take all those attributes and play with them. Next iteration, go back and test again, and I'm assuming it'll be 3-dimensional.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to want to look at some build.
Get physical.
So at that point, that'll tell us a lot.
Yep.
Yeah, I love it.
Great.
Now it's time to address the feasibility of our ideas. Creating a proof of concept model identifies the technical problems.
By building, testing, and learning, iterative cycles build confidence in the concepts.
I'm wondering if I can get just from you guys an idea of feasibility for these two concepts. This one having kind of that automated or motorized base, and this one being a little bit more manual, maybe a cable assembly to help release the base.
We have to deploy the seat. We could work a mechanism in if there's a cable like a bike brake.
Yeah.
That when you pull this down,
It pulls like a...
Okay, so the seat would engage that brake.
Because,
yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And then once they sit, their weight applies, and it will be all 4 points like a chair.
Have you been making any progress on that rear caster?
Linda and I were talking about having the simplicity of just a flexure and it
That's
flexing.
pretty nice. What material are you thinking for that?
Some sort of PCABS. But we want to make sure we still keep that the springiness.
Okay, it sounds like we have a clear path forward with this one.
Yeah. Because typical walkers have, like, or even rollators have some sort of like more rigid connection to that point.
Designs are assessed for desirability by testing with real customers. Feasibility is checked by engineers through analysis and prototyping. Then, viability looks at the value proposition from a business perspective. By analyzing estimates of the costs, such as engineering, tooling, and production expenses, as well as estimates of the revenues from product sales and services, we build a business model for each product offering. This lets us assess which ones may be viable from a business standpoint.
We review our choices and implications, and then choose a final direction.
Okay, awesome, great.
The devil is in the details of the execution. Fine-tuning the details is the key to delivering innovation that will be both scalable and valued.
Fabricating parts makes the design a reality. Bringing shape to the new, you feel it in your hands, but also in your heart and in your head as well. Put it on the ground. Go for it, Oda. Turns well. I feel like I can navigate tight corners pretty well.
I just want to get the braking works.
The new walker here.
Hi.
Oh my.
Yep, there she is.
Finally, we've put the product in the hands of the people we are designing for. The real value will be in making a difference in their lives.
I think this is very nice, good style. I like the bag, and I like the color scheme.
Want to give it a test drive? Don't go too fast.
This one looks like a fashion statement for somebody who is executive coming out of a meeting or something. Very nice. If this locks the wheel, that's wonderful.
Takes material and displaces it.
Just as Altitude develops great products, our mission at MIT is to develop leaders who inspire others and who innovate and create the future.
When we started this process, we could not have envisioned the solution we ended up with. The process gives you the structure to develop ideas that are not self-evident at the beginning and leads you to solutions that could not have otherwise been achieved.
What do you think of that?
I think it's very nice.
Does it look stable enough to you?
Yeah.
So when I look at this, it makes me want to use it. It makes me want to touch it. It makes me kind of proud to own it, and hopefully something that has a meaningful impact in people's lives.